the regional Silver Glove Championships will take place. So that would be a home fight for him. And now the doctor wants to get a closer look at Marcos King. King comes out of Bakersfield, California, and boxes out of the Bakersfield Police Activity Leagues. We want to make sure that he is capable, certainly, of continuing the fight, and primarily making sure that he is fine and healthy and can continue, and apparently that is the case. So we will get back underway with, albeit a cautious eye, and watch Christopher Picos going back to work, picking up where he left off, rocking in a few punches, solid overhand right, catches King. King in trouble again, as Picos is just picking apart Marcos King, and then backing out of the corner. And we're going to have some more blood showing from Marcos King. But it's Picos' headgear that has come loose that will stop the fight. And more importantly, I think, will give Marcos King a chance to take a breather. And we will be back underway boxing here in round number 1 right away. Christopher Picos back to work. Sharp overhand uppercut. He had an overhand right and then followed with an uppercut, and that caught King big time, and that's gonna smart tomorrow, I'll tell you that. Christopher Picos continues to pour it on hard. Overhand right, catches King on the side, and that's gonna result in another, not a standing 8 count, but that's gonna get another call to the doctor to come up and take a look and find out if he can continue. He's taken some sharp shots, some solid punches from Christopher Picos. And the doctor's going to call it off and say, no, we are not going to continue. Again, error on the side of safety, but Christopher Picos poured it on. The gloves will come off. We'll take a quick break, come back with the inevitable decision. You're watching the 2004 California State Silver Glove Championships on the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week.
When your hectic life is in fast forward, you can stop time with Time Warner Digital Cable for the time of your life. Get the most from Digital Cable and Roadrunner High Speed Online. With this back-to-school special, start your favorite movies the instant you want with eye control. Pause, rewind, or fast forward using your digital remote whenever you want. Choose from hundreds of channels with more premium channels than satellite. And the same digital cable gives you 2 great connections at the same time. With Roadrunner High Speed Online, you're always connected. Download photos, video, and music up to 50 times faster than dial-up. Make shopping a joy. And with these special savings, now is the time to get digital cable from Time Warner. Get half off any DigiPick or DigiPick combo package for the first 2 months. And when you order now, installation is only $9.95. Time Warner Cable. Now anything's possible.
The decision is a foregone conclusion, but you're watching the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week, and we will give credit to our champion, Christopher Picos from Hawaiian Gardens Boxing Club. Rob Osmond with you with All-Star Entertainment Productions in this, the 2004 California State Silver Glove Championships. Looking forward to see who will go on to represent California in the regional championships, and that will be coming up in just a couple of weeks from states besides California: Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Hawaii. Christopher Picos will claim victory, so congratulations to Christopher Picos. And again, he is the real deal. One fine boxer saw him win the championship at Desert Showdown, and now he walks away with the state championship and will advance to the regionals, and we wish him the best of luck. This is the 2004 California State Silver Gloves on the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week. Back after this.
Let me hear you say.
From Spotlight Showroom at Trump 29 Casino, this is the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week. Rob Osmond with you with All-Star Entertainment Productions. Leading off, we've got an 8-year-old, about 55 pounds of boxers. In the red corner, Joshua Ruvalcaba from Solid Rock, taking on, in the red corner, Abraham Zamora from Coachella. Off and running, these are, again, 8-year-old fighters. And actually, in this ring, we are looking at 9 and 10-year-old fighters at 55 pounds. The 8-year-olds are fighting in some of the other rings. 3 rings going on simultaneously in this, the 3rd annual Desert Showdown at Trump 29 Casino. Again, in the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with white trim, that is Abraham Zamora from Coachella. And in the red, white, and blue trunks is Joshua Rubacava from Solid Rock Boxing Club. And these are 8-year-old, or I'm sorry, they are 9 and 10-year-olds. And these are novice, and this is a final bout. So these guys are fighting for a belt that probably weighs as much as they do. And that presentation will be coming at the end of this fight. They'll fight 3 rounds at just 1 minute in length. They'll actually spend more time in the corner than they will fighting. But you got to give the little guys a break. Lee Espinoza taking care of Abraham Zamora in a first round or mid-round. In the first round, fairly even. It is very difficult to score with these younger kids. They tend to hold their poise and their control until they get hit, and then everything breaks loose and the wild punches come a-flying. So a fairly even first round. And also remember that the gloves that these kids are wearing are the same ones that the big guys wear. So they're big for a reason. And now wailing away is Abraham Zamora with the red headgear. Red, white, and blue actually. And the blue shorts with white trim. And he is working away on Joshua Rubacava. Again, 3 rounds going on, so you'll hear some other noises in the background. Those are the other fights in the ring, ending their bouts. But underway here in the 2nd round. Fairly even, both boxers, Joshua Rubacava and Abraham Zamora, stepping it out. And now working solidly to the body is Abraham Zamora, and that will score you some points. And then a sharp right hand by Joshua Rubacava, and that will be the end of round number 2. Where Abraham Zamora may have built himself a little bit of a lead, but right at the end of that round, Joshua Rubacava may have closed things in a little bit with an overhand right that glazed Abraham Zamora. Now it depends on how the judges consider that. If the weight of the punch landed in the target zone and the wide of the glove hit that zone, then a point will be given. Otherwise, it is not a point. So Joshua Rubacava from Solid Rock Boxing Club looking to get that title belt. And he'll have 1 more round to do it in. Just about underway. Abraham Zamora in the red corner under the guidance of Lee Espinoza. And off they go, and coming out slugging is Joshua Rubacava. And standing toe-to-toe with him is Abraham Zamora. And the slugfest continues in round 3. Love to watch the little guys go at it, and they really draw a crowd. All these spectators around the ring all got their start right here in amateur boxing. Abraham Zamora landed a swift jab to the forehead of Joshua Rubacava. And back underway as round number 3 will be coming to an end here momentarily. They only fight for 1 minute. And that's for obvious reasons, the safety of these youngsters. And that will wrap up the fight with Abraham Zamora scoring at the end there. And we'll see if that'll be enough for the youngster to claim the title belt. And Joshua Rubacava will have something to say about it as well. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the decision from the Spotlight Showroom at Trump 29 Casino. You're watching the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Trump 29 Casino Spotlight Showroom on the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision in ring number 2, your 55-pound, 8-year-old.
Rob Osmond with you with All-Star Entertainment Productions, about to make
Desert Showdown champion is standing in
the decision between Abraham Zamora in the blue shorts with Abraham Z written on him, and Joshua Rubacava from Solid Rock Boxing Club. And that decision should be forthcoming any minute now. An absolutely difficult battle to score. Both youngsters swinging wildly, and whoever holds the control the most, and Abraham Zamora tended to show a lot of poise as we have actually seen him train. And now our decision is just about ready to be rendered. And the championship belt will be presented. And it is Abraham Zamora. Congratulations to Abraham Zamora. He'll claim the big belt in the final at the 55-pound, 9 and 10-year-old novice category. Congratulations to Abraham Zamora. The belt is almost as big as he is. It's the belt that everyone has been fighting for this whole entire tournament. And the belt is actually a TV Pro Gear title belt for the 3rd annual Desert Showdown. And we will have more boxing coming up from Trump 29 Casino at the Spotlight Showroom on the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week from the Spotlight Showroom in the beautiful Trump 29 Casino. Up next, we have a 90-pound battle of 13 and 14-year-olds in the open category. This is a final for the Desert Showdown. Our competitors in the blue corner, Randy Caballero from Coachella Boxing Club will go for the title belt. He wants that TV Pro Gear title belt so bad, and he's ready to go. His opponent is Danny Juarez from Fights Boxing Club. And Danny Juarez has been eyeing that belt as well. In this, the 3rd annual Desert Showdown, where over 600 boxers have converged on Trump 29 Casino in the Spotlight Showroom. And working their way to the top are these two fighters in this category at 90 pounds, 13 and 14-year-old, an open category. And that means both these fighters are experienced. They are each veterans of over 10 fights. So Randy Caballero, who we have watched train in Coachella very diligently, Father Marco and fellow Diaz providing the guidance for the young Randy Caballero. And though Randy Caballero is 13 to 14 years old, his experience goes beyond that. He's a very seasoned fighter, a very methodical fighter, and Danny Juarez from Fights Boxing Club now being introduced to the crowd and has developed a little bit of a following so far in this boxing tournament. And now Randy Caballero being introduced. And a little bit of exchange even right there at the introduction. So it's the little battle of showmanship going on. Danny Juarez in the bronze and black, and Randy Caballero in the Coachella Boxing Club black. All set underway for round number one for 90 pounds, the final in this open category for 13 and 14-year-olds. Danny Juarez out early with a series of blows ready to go. And Randy Caballero now responding, explodes inside to no avail. Now Randy Caballero takes a shot at the body, comes up empty-handed, and then retreats. And quick defensive maneuver. Randy Caballero is so quick. And now on the inside, thought he smelled something and could not find it. Danny Juarez working the outside. Both boxers now being sent back to their neutral corners, and now the crowd being cautioned to scoot back a little bit. Referee wisely taking control of a situation that has complicated things for us here at the third annual Desert Showdown. Everybody wants the good seats and they want to squeeze in and see these fights, and that's very distracting to the fighters. And these are fighters at the amateur level, so we do not want them to get injured in any way, shape, or form. So everyone keeping their distance. And back in the neutral corners they go. Randy Caballero with an equipment problem being tended to right now, fixing that headgear, as Danny Juarez must have come up with a shot or a glancing blow that at least caught it. Now Randy Caballero flies out of the corner. Up against the ring they go. And both fighters being cautioned for working too much in the clinch. And now it is the Juarez side that has a little bit of equipment problem, and back they go to their corners. And Randy Caballero once again comes flying out as round number one comes to a close. Caballero anxious to fight, did not get much opportunity to do it in that first round. Despite coming out on top of several exchanges, Randy Caballero taking in some water, very calm, cool, and collected in that corner. And you couldn't pick two better people to be in your corner. For Danny Juarez out of Fights Boxing Club, he's getting an earful. And we'll have to look very closely to find that opening from Randy Caballero. Caballero works very hard in training and conditions very, very well. He comes from a long line of boxing greats, and some of which are currently boxing. Right now, round number two underway. Randy Caballero's in trouble early, and now he was wrapped up, held, and then hit, and that's going to be a very stern warning. And I would not be surprised if at one more time he will lose points. Danny Juarez. Randy Caballero's back in. That's his second warning, and this one not quite as stern, so look out, because the next one will result in a loss of points. Actually, it does not result in a loss of points. It actually, we found out, results in a gain of points for Randy Caballero. For the opponent, will pick up 2 points, so that's worth 2 crisp shots to the head. And now Randy Caballero working that jab and that left hook. And now we are going to lose a point from Danny Juarez, or again, as I said, add 2 points to Randy Caballero for holding, much to the dismay of the crowd. And Randy Caballero comes charging out. Danny Juarez blocks his advance. And now back underway. Both boxers sizing each other up now. Good movement from Danny Juarez and a good defensive exchange from Randy Caballero, as both hooks from Juarez came up empty-handed and now wrestling down. And back we go again to boxing. Good movement by both boxers. You expect that in this open category where both veteran boxers are going at it. A good exchange on the inside there, both coming out fairly even, and then a slight headbutt from Danny Juarez kind of caught the nose of Randy Caballero. You saw him kind of flinch a little bit when that headgear came into his view. And that's a little bit tender on that lip, I assume, from the expression that Randy Caballero made. No blood showing from Randy Caballero over on Danny Juarez. The toughest thing for Danny Juarez will be to overcome the 2-point addition to Randy Caballero. And that's a hard instinct to break when somebody is coming at you and in your face constantly. The instinct, when you're used to swinging outside punches, is to grab that head and almost put him in a headlock. And that's not exactly what Danny Juarez was doing, but he was all over Randy Caballero, and the judge, or the in-ring referee, making it known that that is not acceptable. So underway in round number 2. In the final round, there we go, got my numbers straight. Randy Caballero stalking very cautiously an elusive Danny Juarez. And Randy Caballero being cautioned for hitting in the back. And now going straight back to work is Randy Caballero. Good exchange for Randy Caballero. He landed a little bit on the inside with that right hand and then came up with the left that just glanced off of Danny Juarez. So Randy Caballero, straightforward boxer, just coming right at you. Danny Juarez holding his ground. Both boxers doing a good job of controlling the ring. Good use of the ring, and now a left hand from Danny Juarez caught Randy Caballero, and now charging into the corner goes Randy Caballero. And both fighters being cautioned now, Juarez from pushing down and Randy from charging. Third and final round of boxing, looking for that TV Pro Gear title belt. And that will wrap up this bout at 90 pounds for 13 and 14-year-olds, where Randy Caballero held his own against Danny Juarez. And we'll find out our decision. We'll take a quick break in the meantime. You're watching the 3rd annual Desert Showdown from Trump 29 Casino on the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week at Trump 29 Casino in the 3rd annual Desert Showdown, where our belt presentation about to be made in this hotly contested 90-pound 13 and 14-year-old open final between Randy Caballero of Coachella Boxing Club and Danny Juarez from Fights Boxing Club. And we are awaiting our decision for this and see who's going to be awarded the TV Pro Gear title belt from the 3rd annual Desert Showdown at Trump 29 Casino. Randy Caballero putting on a very straightforward battle against Danny Juarez, who was penalized, and 2 points awarded to Randy Caballero from the infraction. And that can be very costly in amateur boxing. Our decision is just about ready to come down for this 90-pound battle between these 13 to 14-year-olds in the open category. And our winner will be, dramatic pause, Randy Caballero comes out on top in the 3rd annual Desert Showdown, and he'll get the pleasure of getting belted by a ring girl. Nothing better than being belted by the California ring girls. And Randy Caballero, quite the gentleman, quite the gentleman. Not only does he win the fight, but he holds a rope for the ring girls. That's just what kind of guy Randy Caballero is. Okay, we will take a quick break. We'll have more boxing coming your way from the Spotlight Showroom at Trump 29 Casino when the Carl's Jr. Time Warner Cable Game of the Week returns.